Today, I'm going to teach you the most efficient ways to farm silver, to farm fame, and to farm faction points. And I'm going to show you many different examples of different things that you can do, and all of these are completely 100% safe in a tier 5 yellow zone or even a tier 4 zone. I am not going to show you any methods that involve full loot PvP. I'm not going to show or discuss any methods that may cost you like faction transport hearts or any other monetary loss system. Everything in this video that is being covered is something that you can do risk-free, 100% safe. It does not involve the red zone, PvP, or the black zone, not one single bit. What you're seeing on the screen right now is just me doing yellow zone random solo dungeons. Now, some players may think that these are inefficient and don't make much silver, but you can clearly see on the screen that I am making an okay amount of silver. Do note that everything shown in today's video is without premium, which a lot of players do struggle to get premium, so this will give you an estimate of how much you will make if you don't have it active, and if you do, simply add 50% to the numbers, alright? Though technically and realistically, it's more than 50% when you have premium active. I know this is a trust me bro, kind of thing, but that's just how it is. So you can see here that I've cleared 18 floors in 1 hour for solo dungeons. I have people that tell me they can clear one dungeon in like 15 minutes. So obviously that's not the case. Now this is just open world mob farming. This is just super hyper sped up because this is 30 minutes of mob farming. I did just want to, try this out, see if my computer could handle this level of editing. And all we're doing here is farming open world mobs. Now, I tried to show it on camera, but it was a little too fast. I'm sure you could probably find the one frame where I show it, but I switched the taxes to myself for 100%, and I'm the only character in my guild. I'll have the info here pop up in just a sec. There it is. You can see just farming tier 5 yellow zone mobs where I just one-shot and blow everything up as fast as possible. Not that profitable. So now we're doing Hunter Corrupted Dungeons, which I don't have the highest infamy, so my loot bonus is not as high, but it is 81%, I believe. So not terribly, terribly bad. Now, I do want to say, in this 1 hour of doing Hunter Corrupted Dungeons examples, I got something along the lines of 15 to 18 tome chests, which I did not log as a lootable chest on the screen. You can see at the end how many just like fame tomes I got, but essentially I think that these numbers could be slightly higher for Hunter Corrupted Dungeons, but the way, like, from what I've noticed, at least on this character, is that I always get tons and tons of tome chests compared to solo dungeons. Solo dungeons also give you buff shrines, which means you can clear them faster, and for me, I can use full 8.3, which means I can clear them faster. So the profit's not bad for Hunter Corrupteds. So here's a screenshot of tier 5 lumberjacking with a little bit of skinning. This is from another video, and this is from tier 8 skinning in a tier 4 blue zone. Alright, and then this is from doing solo group dungeons, which is a modest amount, not the one time where I got like 2 million. So this is the tier list for fame farming. You got tier 5 static mobs, tier 4 static mobs. The reason these are so high is you can pull tons of them with the proper build, with the right gear, max spec 8.3 of course, and just AoE them down for tons and tons of fame. Then you have the tier 5 group dungeons if you do them solo, again, max spec 8.3 only. Then tier 5 open world mobs being the king of fame farming if you are new to the game or if you do not have max spec and max gear. And then of course tier 5 solo random dungeons will give you more fame than Hunter Corrupted Dungeons unless you are infamy capped at 100% bonus for Hunter Corrupted and you're running a speed clearing build, in which case it will give you more fame. This is the faction farming tier list, and this is for faction points. This does not include group activities like following a blob or risky activities like PvPing against other players due to the high repair bills if you were to wear 8.3 in a yellow zone. Anyway, so tier 5 static mobs and tier 4 static mobs, again, win at faction point farming by a massive, massive amount, but only if you play during the slow times. You can open Steam and see worldwide when the most gamers are currently offline, and while it's not fully indicative of Albion Online, it is close enough. Then you have tier 5 group dungeons, soloing them. You again, the top 3 you need max spec in 8.3. As far as the gathering ones go, these are based on wearing tier 8 and having high spec in those as well. So tier 5 lumberjacking, or rather lumberjacking in a tier 5 zone, skinning in a tier 4 zone, are both better by quite a bit compared to open world mob farming. And the thing is that tier 5 solo random dungeons, it is half as efficient as doing the open world mob farms. So it is the absolute bottom of the barrel for faction point gains. It is not even tuned properly. Finally, what you've all been waiting for, the silver farming tier list. Now, I did not include safe activities that are limited, like crafting or farming your farmland, because once you farm that farmland, you're done for the day. You can't just do it the entire day. But everything on this list is something that you can grind 8 to 12 to 19 hours a day until that server restarts. Let's get into it. Tier 5 group dungeons solo. Now again, you're going to need max spec and you're going to need multiple swaps to be able to defeat certain bosses to be able to loot the chests. This is not based on silver drops, this is based on looting boss monster chests. Completely solo, so you don't share the loot. And also do note that when doing tier 5 group dungeons that a lot of times your inventory will fill up and you have to kind of, throw away things that aren't worth as much and then pick up the things that are more valuable. So you won't even be able to carry all the loot home with you as a solo, but it is by far the best at silver farming for safe activities. It is just insanely hard and high spec to get into. After that, the king right now for gathering is tier 5 zone lumberjacking because of the extreme abundance of trees. And then tier 4 zone skinning, because tier 4 stags drop babies, which will dramatically increase your silver per hour farming. Alright, after that, you have solo random dungeons, which again, you need max spec 8.3 and a speed clearing build, and the ability to actually speed clear it, as in you have to be good at the game. If you're doing 2 dungeons an hour, of course it's not going to make you silver, but you can see in my example, in 1 hour I was able to clear almost 20 floors worth, or something like 17 dungeons, or something like that, okay? Next up is Hunter Corrupted Dungeons, which you do have a higher chance of getting tome chests in Hunter Corrupteds, and if you do have max infamy, then you can possibly farm more than solo random dungeons, though it is very hard to do. And towards the bottom, tier 5 fishing, harvesting, and mining are all about equal right now, but if bots come back into the game, which there are bots currently in the game, but if bots swarm into the game, because a lot of times when these companies decide to pick like an MMORPG to farm with, they will flood the game with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bots. And if these bots suddenly start flooding Albion Online again, like in the past, fishing will just tank completely. Fishing will bottom out and be one of the worst things ever, but currently that is not the case. Alright, so open world and static farming, not counting the chests, the loot rewards you can get in static farming areas. I find them too infrequent to really calculate, but just based on silver drops from the mobs alone, it is towards the bottom. And then finally, we have stone gathering, and the reason why stone gathering sucks so much is that travertine, I believe is the name, it's the tier 4 rock that you can gather. It is absolutely worthless right now. The tier 3 rocks, the tier 5 rocks, the rest of the stone, they're great, but the tier 4 rocks, which you're going to have in the safe zones, are going to make you almost nothing. They're actually cheaper. They're one of the cheapest gathering materials in the game right now at like 12 silver, 14 silver. It's insane how just worthless they currently are. And I don't know why this is the case, because if you go back a year and a half ago, the stone gathering in general was the #1 gathering skill to have. With that said, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hopefully you learned something. I'm Soul Benji. I make videos every single day on this channel, so make sure you're subscribed. Go ahead and subscribe. It's completely free. You can always unsub later. And make sure you watch tomorrow's video. Thank you so much. Leave a like. I read every single comment, okay? So feel free to leave a comment and I'll read it. I may not reply to it, but I do read them all. Alright, and also, if you want to help me out monetarily, click the thanks button down below. You know, donate some money if you got it, if you're rich and wealthy in real life. If you are struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, please don't donate. Help out yourself first. That's for people that have exposable Disposable is the word, income. You can also become a channel member. It's $5 a month. It gives you access to private, more personal videos. In the pinned comment is a playlist for members-only videos that you can't see unless you're a member. It's like being subscribed on Twitch, but it's YouTube. It's $5 a month. It's the same thing. You get little emotes and stuff. It's really cool. Also, that's all I've got. I keep these videos ad and sponsor free, so please, if you respect that, I don't try to shill you stupid cell phone games. I don't try to shill you balding hair products or VPNs or any of that stupid crap. Because I don't feel like if I don't personally use them or believe in them, I'm not going to try to sell them to you for a quick buck. That is not who I am. But with that said, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss tomorrow's video, and take care, lads.